Dear students, it is the fourth video about Pakistan studies, and we are having a look on geography of the world. The main objective is to provide you the basic initial information about the world around us, so that later on when you are going to discuss the relationships, trade and commerce, location, transport, route, shipping and others, you may have an idea about the other worlds. Third thing is that in social studies, map reading is a major skill that every student must have it, so that later on when you are explaining the things, you'll be able to. In the previous video, we expressed that Earth is comprised on 7 continents. The biggest one is Russia, and look at the size of Russia. It is connected with one side, it is connected with Europe, fine. On the other side, it is connected with America, because look at this, North Pacific Ocean and North Pacific Ocean. This ocean is between this Bahr al Kyle. It is existing between these, Russia and America. Fine. So find cover this area and this area. So you find that this is a huge part of the water. It is called Pacific Ocean. Okay. This state Alaska of USA basically is the part of Russia. Russia sold out this state perhaps in 1952 or after. क्लियर, रशिया ने ये स्टेट जो है अलास्का को अमेरिका को फरोख्त कर दी थी. दिस वाज बेसिकली रशियन टेरिटरी. नाउ दिस स्टेट इज फुल ऑफ द minerals and other things, oil and gas, thereby Russians and Americans to keep fighting and quarreling on this matter. It's a matter of tension between the two countries. Anyway, so this is such a vast country that Russia, and it is connected with the Europe, okay, including Georgia, Azerbaijan, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, India, Pakistan, China. You find this continent is called Asia. Second biggest continent by the virtue of the land is Africa. So these areas like Egypt, Libya, Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco, Mauritius, Niger, Chad, Sudan, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Central Republic of Congo, Namibia, South Africa. This is a vast area of the world. Clear? And this is called Africa. Okay, these countries, the middle of the Africa, look at this African continent is divided into this. Okay, these Sudan, Chad, Niger, Mali, Algeria, Libya, Morocco, Tunisia, they're called North Africa. इसको North Africa कहते हैं. The down is called, this is called Central Africa, and this is called South Africa. You have the name of the country South Africa, but also this entire region is called South Africa. So North Africa has been under the Muslim for years and centuries. This has been captured by the Muslims. Clear? North Africa is mostly captured by the colonials, the kingdoms and kingdom of the United Kingdom and France and Spain and Portugal in particular. Fine. The third basic vast continent is United States of America. 50 United States of America. These are two biggest countries that have covered almost the continent. United States of America, 51 states, and the second is called Canada. It is all Arctic, just like Arctic region, full of means scorching, congealing season, barafi, there is all the ice. Fine. Next is Brazil, South America. Here it is also called Latin America, because why we say Latin America, because Spain and Portugal and France and others, they have captured these areas. जिन मुल्कों ने इन इलाकों पर कब्जा किया, they called it Latin America, because here French and Spanish are the most dominant language, whereas the United Kingdoms captured these area. So here you find English culture, here you find Spanish and Portuguese culture. Anyway, here the two biggest countries are Brazil, Argentina, and Peru. Most of these countries like Venezuela, Colombia, and all these are also having a communist uh, thinking. Anyway, next is uh, Australia. Australia is the biggest country in the. It is basically an island. Okay, this is the continent, and next is Europe. Europe, including Spain, France, Germany, Poland, Denmark, United Kingdom, Norway, Sweden, Lithuania, Ukraine, Romania, Bulgaria. These are the European countries. Clear. One is called North Europe, other called Eastern Europe. These is called Eastern Europe, and this is called Western Europe. These countries basically were under the Russia. Clear. But after in 1991, Russia broke into pieces after the Afghan war. These countries also were liberated. Well, uh, this is also called, this area is not, the entire European continent is not more than the subcontinent. But because they have been dominating races, they have, they are the dominant societies, civilizations, and they are the first world. They are called the industrialized world. Fine. So these are the, it is European continent, and here this is Arctic, Antarctica. Here, this is, they are the huge accumulation of ice. Clear. These are some of the countries that you find on the face of the earth. Fine. Now we proceed on to some of the terms which are used in uh, geography. Geography पढ़ते हुए आपने, you have to understand some of the terms. Clear. And then so that we may uh, understand. Okay, look at this chart. Is clear. Geography terms. You say it here that this is land and all these are waters. Now we are within the earth. Uh, this is called land. Okay, ये ज़मीन आपके सामने मौजूद है. Now the properties of the land. Dune mean land is of different kinds. Deserts, plains, jungles and others. तो अब आप ज़मीन को देख लीजिएगा कि earth is divided into three categories: deserts, mountains, fine, and jungles, or also plains. मैदान होते हैं, सहरा होते हैं, जंगल होते हैं, mountains होती हैं. Look at this. This is called mountain. It is called mountain. Fine. And this, it is called पेनिसल और summit. ये जो पहाड़ की चोटी होती है इसको summit बोलते हैं. Clear. And you find out here the ice. इसको हम लोग कहते हैं ice. Okay. When this ice is clear, they are called ice. Fine. ये ice है. Fine. And this is called forged. जो कटिंग एज आता है पहाड़ का, अचानक जो पहाड़ी बिल्कुल कट के जो खाई हो जाती है, उसको ये कहते हैं. ओके. जहां पर इन पहाड़ों की द व्हाट वी से snow of these mountains when accumulate and cover the entire mountain, एक बड़े माउंटेन को कवर कर ले, दैट्स कॉल्ड ग्लेशियर. तो उसको ग्लेशियर कहते हैं. फाइन. जैसे in Pakistan you find the glaciers, Siachen Glacier and Baltoro Glaciers and other. They are the famous glaciers in the world. Okay. Now there is another type of mountains which are found in Hawaii and even Pakistan and Balochistan. They are called volcanoes. ये मट्टी से बड़े हुए पहाड़ होते हैं, पत्थर और मट्टी से बने हुए पहाड़ होते हैं, उनके दरमियान में से देयर इज द वोल्केनिक मादा होता है, लावा निकलता है, दे ऑल ऑफ सडन दे बर्स्ट, फाइन। दिस इज कॉल्ड गैसर, के दो दरिया के किनारे पर, पहाड़ों के किनारे पर पहाड़ जो हैं, द माउंट द जंगल इन रफ टाइप, दैट्स कॉल्ड गैसर, ओके। ट्यूंड्रा, दीज माउंटेन्स विच, जो जमीन के ऊपर माउंटेन्स, दे आर फ्लो क्लियर। बोटी, प्लेचू, दिस इज कॉल्ड प्लेचू, जैसे आपके पास व्हेन यू कम टू, you find out the area, you travel from Lahore and you find that the area is different, they are all plains and fields and clear, this is called plateau, that somewhere the earth is high and low, this पोटवार plateau, ये जो पोटवार का रीजन है सारा, कलर कार से शुरू होता है, कलर कार, रावलपिंडी, अटक, clear, these areas are plateau, clear, and this area where there is huge accumulation of mass of the sand या बर्फ, sorry, रेत के, mean there's a huge masses of sand, that's called desert, okay. Within the desert, whereas there is greenery, some water cultivation, that is called oasis, इसे नखलस्तान बोलते हैं, clear. If you come here, canyon is called where the two mountains are scratched, दो mountains के दरमियान में से बड़ी बड़ी mountains which are just like cutting edge, और उसमें से एक पहाड़ी दर्रा बना हुआ, and there is a kind of water that is called canyon, that is in America, that's very famous terrain, ठीक है. This cave is called a cavity in the mountain, mountain के अंदर जो एक जगह होती है, स्पेशियस होती है, कैविटी होती है, खलासा होता है, उसको केव बोलते हैं, ओके. एंड दिस इज कॉल्ड रिवर, रिवर इज कॉल्ड कि इन दरियाओं से जो पानी घूमता हुआ बर्फ का, ये द वाटर दैट melts from the glaciers, the rain water that happens on the mountains that flows into water channel, this is called river, okay. This is called delta. Delta is called when there are many subways are created through the water channel, जब पानी जो है वो जैसे आप if you cross, जो लोग गए हो कभी अटक की तरफ, when you cross and you find that the Indus river, उसके दरमियान में किसी की जगह पर खुश्की आ जाती है, फिर पानी आ जाता है, फिर खुश्की आ जाती है, तो these water channels is called delta, clear. Gulf is called that the water covered by almost one side by the land, जिसकी एक तिहाई साइड जो है वो अर्थ से कवर हो, this is called Gulf, clear. And कोस्ट, दिस इज सी, ये जो है वो सी है, समुंदर है, क्लियर. एंड दिस इज कॉल्ड कोस्ट. कोस्ट नॉर्मली इज अ से मीन रफ टफ प्लेस इज कॉल्ड कोस्ट, साहिल कहते हैं इसको, क्लियर. दिस इज कॉल्ड कोस्ट, देयर आर माउंटेन्स एंड अदर्स, फाइन. एंड ऑन द अदर एंड यू फाइंड इट हियर बीच, कि समुंदर का वो किनारा जहाँ पर रेत ज़्यादा हो एंड द वाटर जस्ट कम माइल्डली, दिस इज कॉल्ड बीच. ये चीज़ जो है वो बीच कहलाती है, ओके. एंड दिस मीन दिस फ्लो ऑफ वाटर, ये जो पानी का फ्लो बिल्कुल आ रहा है, इज कॉल्ड स्ट्रेट, इट इज कॉल्ड स्ट्रेट. जैसे हमारे यहाँ है स्ट्रेट ऑफ मलाका, कि पानी की जो नहर आ रही है उसको स्ट्रेट कहते हैं, क्लियर. जो पानी वाज़े तौर पर स्मूथली आ रहा है, इट इज कॉल्ड चैनल, वेयर द वाटर इज डिस्ट्रीब्यूटिंग इनटू मैनी वेज, मैनी डायरेक्शन, दिस इज कॉल्ड channel, fine. Well, here is another thing, island. Island means the water covered by the from four directions from the water, जो समुंदर के दरमियान में या दरिया के दरमियान में, the water covered by uh, four directions is called island. Okay, peninsula on the other hand. Peninsula is that one part of the land is stretched into the water, either in sea or ocean, clear, and the three directions are covered by the water. जिसके पानी के तीन अतराफ से the land is covered by three directions from water, that's called peninsula. जैसे Arabian Peninsula है. Fine. Okay. This area where the water comes into, this is called marsh, दलदल, clear, जहाँ पर पानी और ज़मीन दोनों मिक्स हुई होती हैं, this is called marsh. Asthmus is called where thick uh, झाड़ियाँ जो हैं, bushes are grown and the area is less watery, this is called isthmus. जो बेहतर होता है, यहाँ पर बंदा बच जाता है, but in the marsh people die. Here is another word, swamp. Swamp is called sometimes the water trees are grown in the water. पानी में दरख्त उगाते हैं, and there are jungles, vast jungles in the world. They are called swamp. Swamp is called झुंड, दरख्तों का झुंड, where you find hundreds of the trees growing together and making just like a ज़ख़ीरा, उसको कहते हैं swamp. चंद दरख्त मिल जाएं. Jungle is called a thick entity where plants and trees grow in abundance, that is called jungle. Rainforest are the forests. They are found in Brazil, Panama and Peru and others, where you find that rainforest जहाँ पर बारिश ज़्यादा होती है और सूरज की रोशनी, the sunlight hardly reach there. They are the tallest trees in the world. And okay, waterfall is the channel of water that flows from the top of the mountain and spill into the stream. Clear? Plain is called this area where the land is even. Okay, and prairie is called the area meadows, जहाँ पर आप चरागाहें देखते हैं ना, ऊंचा नीचा इलाका, that you find in Potawar and somewhere especially in Swat and others. Valley is called the area between two mountains. This is called area valley. Hill is called this area. This is top. Fine. This area is called mountain. Hill. And this lake means a channel of water, a water that is covered by all directions from the land, जिसको चारों तरफ से पानी ने घेर रखा हो. Bay is called the area where you find this kind of circle. Bay is called a half circle of the, जहाँ पर पानी जो है वो प्याले की शक्ल में कर ले, but here it can be say half of the lake. Lake is covered by four directions, where bay is from almost half of the direction. Cape is called the extended portion of the land that goes into this, and this is called iceberg, a huge portion of the ice like glaciers which is floating in the earth, in the sea and oceans, that's called iceberg. Okay, for the reference you can see the famous movie Titanic. Was the ship Titanic was crashed when it stuck into the ice, and this is called sea. Dear students, these are some of the geographical terms that you have to use in your explanation in the topography of land and others. I hope you have understood. Thank you very much.